Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Costantino here. Welcome to the virtual high school assembly. I'm glad everyone can make it for this and also present in class today. Um, this presentation is super important. I mean, this assembly is super important. I think that, many of you have questions. You've been asking me questions. You've been flooding my inbox with questions. Your parents have been messaging me. You've been messaging your teachers. Okay. Some of you are at different points of the process. Some of you have already submitted your application. Some of you haven't even created a My Schools account. And some of you are in the middle of somewhere, or some of you are completely lost. Okay. This presentation is for you to answer all those questions. It's also there for your parents as well. Parents, please pay attention. Okay. There's a lot of information here. Everyone should be watching this together to review it together. All right. So I thank you for your time right now, but just please pay attention. A lot of the questions you are having will be answered during this time. Okay. So we're going to get going in the presentation. First thing is, everybody, if you have questions, all right, please fill out this form. Your teachers are posting it in your class stream right now. Okay. They are going to post it so you can fill out the form and submit it to me. I will get these questions and I will be able to reach out to you. Okay. Your email will be on it. Write the question in. I'll get back to you. Also, I'm having a live Q&A session today at 2 p.m. Okay, where you can ask me any question you want. So there's a couple of different ways you can get your questions answered. You can submit this form and I'll get back to you. You can join for a live session today at 2 o'clock with me. And also my office hours are every day at 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning. But this live feed that will be happening today for you will be posted at the end in your class stream. Will be posted in our 8th grade Google Classroom. And we also be posted in the Google Calendar. So there'll be 3 places where you could find this link to join with me today at 2 o'clock. Okay, so your teachers are now posting this Google form in the stream. They'll also be posting the live feed for the Q&A session at 2 o'clock with me. All right, and I'll share this information again at the end of the session. Now, everybody, take out a pen and paper. There is important information about to be presented. Okay, very important information. So take out a pen and paper. I'll give you a second to get that. Maybe you use your phone for notes, whatever it is. Okay, but get a pen and paper to write this down. Now, when we're taking notes during a presentation, know that the slides and this video will be presented to you afterwards in the Google Classroom and also to your parents in talking points. You'll be able to go back and reference it. So when you're taking notes during a presentation, even in the future, when you go to high school, go to college, okay, and then or at a job site, you usually take quick notes. So you're jotting down important information. So if we go back a slide right here, maybe I should have put this second, write down at 2 o'clock today, Q&A session with Mr. Costantino. Okay, take those notes down. All right. Again, the video will be shared with you and your family. You'll be able to reference it. So don't go crazy taking notes right now, just important information. Jot down important information. So the agenda for today, important dates, specialized high school video series, who is eligible, admissions method, schools, searching schools, creating a My Schools account, applying for high schools. All of these things will be addressed today. So first thing, upcoming dates, SHSAT exam was on January 27th. Okay, the makeup for that SHSAT exam is on February 10th. It's already too late to register for the makeup. If you did not register for the SHSAT, it's too late. That's fine. It's only optional. The registration deadline for LaGuardia High School is February 23rd. So if you want to go to LaGuardia, if you're interested in LaGuardia, you need to register for the audition by February 23rd. Deadline for LaGuardia audition submission is March 1st. Okay, so once you register, they'll send you a link for you to submit your audition or your portfolio. That's due by March 1st. High school application, every single kid needs to submit a high school application by February 23rd. The deadline for the high school application is February 23rd. Before we get started, things to know. You and your family are responsible for searching high schools, not me, not your teachers, not anybody else in the school. You and your family are responsible for searching schools. You should have been searching since the summer. I told you this in June. We gave you the homework assignment number 4. Make a list of your 12 favorite schools. Okay? That was what we had you do in the summer. You should have been doing this already. Things to consider while you're doing this: size of school, travel time, interests, sports, arts, clubs, ability level, and the availability of the program which you're interested in. Okay? All those things you should take into consideration. This is a family decision. This isn't just your decision. It should consider your parents' input, anybody in your family, your grandparents, who's ever involved in living with you in your life. Listen to them, make a decision together. Parents, also listen to your children, listen to what they're saying. Okay? You wouldn't want them to go into a program where they don't want to be and struggle. You want to take their input to make the decision what's best for them. Okay? It's not about what you want, it's also what they want, and vice versa. So students, listen to your parents. They might have good ideas or suggestions. They might know that 3-hour travel might not be realistic for you. They might know you better than you think. So listen to each other, make a decision together. Okay? Now, educate yourself on what schools you're applying to. Know where you're applying. Know what you're getting yourself into. Okay? Be careful. That's why it's good you do this together. You can run things back and forth from each other. Okay? Most importantly, don't put yourself in a position where you're a place you don't want to be. And that goes for you as parents as well. Don't put your child in a school where they don't want to be. Okay? We want to put ourselves in the best position to succeed. All right? Now, very important, you're applying to a program within a school. We're not just applying to a high school. We're applying to a program within a high school. Okay? We are, like, if we're going to use Fort Hamilton, then Fort Hamilton as an example. Fort Hamilton is a high school. We're not just applying to Fort Hamilton High School. We're applying to a program within Fort Hamilton High School. Fort Hamilton has about 7 programs, 6, 7, or 8 programs. You're applying to one of those programs within Fort Hamilton High School. Okay? That is very important to understand. There are 8 ways to get into any one of those programs. Any one of those programs could be screened, audition, educational optional. There's 8 different ways to get into one of those programs, which we'll be going over a lot in this presentation, but it is very important to know. Now, we're going to get into video number 1. Video number 1 is on the DOE website. We're going to go and show you how to get onto the DOE website. So just so everybody knows, the DOE website, schools.nyc.gov. We click it in the top, brings us right to the DOE website. All the information you need to know about DOE website is here. Up at the top here, you can translate the language in any language you want. So if your parents speak Bengali, you speak Bengali, you can click Bengali. Voila. Changes the language, and we can understand what's being put on the website or said on the website. I'm going to go back to English because we're an English presentation right now. Okay. We're going on enrollment because we're talking about enrollment. Now we can click on enrollment by grade. Now you might have a brother or sister, sibling, cousin who's in pre-K, kindergarten, gifted and talented, middle school, specialized high school. Okay. They might be, this is where they would go for that as well. But since we're talking about high school, we're going to click on high school. We'll click on high school, and here's all the information about high school, okay, that I've been sending you for the last couple of weeks or months. Now, again, you can always translate at the top any language you want. Now, here's the video series that they offer us, which is really, really good, okay? There are 9 videos. I'm showing you 5 of these 9 videos. We're going to watch it together, and I am going to speak to these videos. So we're going to go ahead and watch video number 1, applying for high school. I'm going to click on it, make it bigger. And I want to point out that down here it says CC. You can translate that. The subtitles could be translated for you. So if you want to watch this with your family, okay, you can translate it in any language, and the subtitles will come up at the bottom. So since we're in English, we're going to leave it alone. All right, here we go, everybody. Pay attention.
So you're applying to high school in New York City? Welcome. We know this is an exciting time, and we are happy to be a part of your admissions journey. In this video series, we will walk you through the high school admissions process. We'll cover how to explore schools and programs, build a meaningful application, and apply. You will also learn how to participate in specialized high schools admissions. Did you know that as the largest school system in the nation, New York City has more than 400 public high schools with more than 700 programs, including the 9 specialized high schools? So, if you are an artist, a scientist, a student with disabilities, learning English, planning for college, or looking for ways to change the world, there are New York City public high schools for you. So, who can participate in high school admissions? All students who live in New York City can apply to high school during their 8th grade year. It doesn't matter where you currently go to middle school, all are welcome to apply, including public departments of education or charter school students, private or parochial school students, or homeschooled students. New York City students enrolled in 9th grade, as long as you're not repeating 9th grade, can also participate. Students who are English language learners or multilingual learners can apply to any high school program in New York City. And all high schools must welcome and provide services for students learning English. English language learners are also eligible for supports and accommodations on admissions related tests and auditions. Some high school programs are even designed specifically for students who are learning English or are new to this country. These programs admit students based on home language, years in this country, or English proficiency. Learn more about these programs at myschools.nyc. Students with individualized education programs or IEPs can apply to any high school program in New York City. All high schools must welcome and provide services for these students. At private and parochial schools, an IEP may be known as an IESP or a learning program. In high school admissions, students are considered for offers in 2 seat groups: students with disabilities and general education students. You may see these seat groups abbreviated as SWD and GE. Each program sets aside a certain number of seats for students from each group. Families don't choose which of these seat groups their child is in. This is determined by the student's current IEP. For admissions purposes, students who receive special education instructional programming for more than 20% of their academic program are considered for students with disability seats. All other students are considered for general education seats. We'll talk more about seat groups and how offers are made in future videos. If you or your child has accessibility needs, we recommend learning about a school's accessibility by visiting or contacting the school directly to confirm that it would be a good fit for your child and family. You can find general information about a school's accessibility in the High School and Specialized High Schools Admissions Guide or online in My Schools. Still have questions about who can apply to high school and when? Visit our websites at schools.nyc.gov/hi and schools.nyc.gov/shs and watch our next.
All right, everybody. So back to the presentation. Okay. Some of the things to go over, and just so you understand what they mean. General GE is general education students. SWD is students with disabilities. Individual education plan is IEP. ELL is English language learner. ENL is English as a new language. And MLL is multilingual learners. You might see some of these words and terminologies and acronyms throughout your searches. This is what they mean. You can always go back and write this down as you search. Video number 2 we're going to watch right now is admissions methods. Okay, how we get into high school, or what the high schools choose, or how the programs choose the students to get into their programs. Very, very important, so you know what you're doing. Okay, So we're going to go back to the office enrollment videos, and here we go.
Welcome. You're watching the high school admissions video series. In this video, we'll walk you through the 2 pathways to admissions for New York City's public high schools. There are 2 separate pathways through high school admissions, and you can take both. One pathway is submitting your personalized high school application. This is the way to apply to most of the city's 700 plus program options. The second pathway is testing and/or auditioning to apply to one or more of the 9 specialized high schools. Both pathways begin in the fall of your 8th grade year. Let's look at the first pathway, shown here in orange, submitting a high school application. Remember, this is how you apply to most of the city's high school programs. You'll have several months to explore high schools, start your application, and narrow your options to 12 programs you'd like to attend. Then, by the application deadline, you'll list these 12 choices in your true order of preference on your application and apply. Now, let's look at the pathway to specialized high schools admissions, shown here in green. These 9 schools use a separate admissions process. To apply to any or all of our 8 testing specialized high schools, register to take the Specialized High Schools Admissions Test, also known as the SHSAT or Shazat. To apply to our 1 audition specialized high school, Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, which we usually call LaGuardia High School, registered to audition for up to 6 programs. In the spring, you will get 1 high school offer letter. This letter will include up to 1 offer from the high school application and any information about any schools where you are waitlisted. If you took the SHSAT and/or auditioned for LaGuardia High School, this letter will also contain your specialized high school's results. These may include up to 1 offer from a testing school and/or up to 1 offer from each LaGuardia program you auditioned for. If you get more than 1 offer, you will have a deadline to choose between them. After offers are available, high school waitlists will open. Every high school program except the 9 specialized high schools has a waitlist. For the most up-to-date admissions information and timeline, visit schools.nyc.gov/high and schools.nyc.gov/shs. Watch our next video to learn what you can do now.
All right, everybody, back to the presentation. The high school admissions methods, which is very important, what they spoke about. Okay, there are 8 different ways to get into a high school. They're right here. There are testing schools, audition schools, screened schools, education, option, screened language, transfer, zoned, and open. What you need to do to get into these schools, okay, is right here in this column. What do schools use for admissions? This is what they're telling you what they're going to look at to get into the school. These are all noticed on my school searches, on the school's profiles, and also on the admissions guides, which we'll get into soon. Okay, screened schools, just so everybody understands. In the past, they used all your 7th grade scores. Obviously, 7th grade was kind of a wash. Okay, there wasn't much report card. There was no state tests. So for the screened schools, again, go back a slide. Screened right here is an admissions method, a method they use. Okay, to get into the programs, they use a composite score. This composite score this year, only this year, is 6th grade final report card grades, 6th grade state scores, and middle of 7th grade report card. So it was the report card grades ending in February 2020. That would have been second marking period. So 6th grade final report cards, 6th grade state scores, and second period marking grades of 7th grade. Attendance is not being used this year. Attendance and latenesses are being thrown out. They're not using that. So SHSAT, Specialized High School, is a testing school available to everybody in New York City. Okay, it's highly competitive. Okay, it's a testing school. All right, so that's what it is. All right, now this will show you in 3 different languages what it all means. Okay, what you need to do, what they use for admissions method. That exam has already taken place. The makeup's on February 10th, but it's just good to talk about and explain. All right, this is optional. Specialized high school is optional. Parents are asking me if they have to. No, you do not have to. This is completely optional. Exam was administered on February 27th, like I said, on January 27th. The makeup is February 10th. The exam was held and will be held at John J. Pershing. We will be printing out your testing ticket. You will need to submit a regular high school application as well. So if you took this specialized high school exam, if you're registering for the audition at LaGuardia, you still have to fill out a regular application, like they said. Now, if you apply to a specialized high school, you take the test, you apply, and you take the audition for LaGuardia, which some of you have, and you submit a regular application, there are 3 schools that you might match with at the end. You will have to make a decision at the end on what high school you want to go to, but you can have up to 3 choices or 3 acceptances at the end. Most likely you'll have 1 or 2, but you could possibly have 3. LaGuardia is a specialized high school audition school, okay? And it's right down here, audition, okay? This is what they use for you to get into, okay? And this is what the schools use for admission. Now, LaGuardia is different than the other audition schools we'll get to in a second. LaGuardia is for the whole city. All right, it's highly competitive. All right, so the differences for the next schools. Okay, well, to go back to LaGuardia, registration reminder is February 23rd to register for the submission of the video or resume that you might have. Okay, so you have to register by February 23rd, and you need to submit an audition form to send in a video or a portfolio. Now, LaGuardia is not the only audition school available to everybody here. If you live in Brooklyn, these are the other audition schools that are available. They are not specialized high schools, okay? So the deadline is very different, okay? You need to research these schools because they have different types of submission tools that you have to know about, okay? But these are the 5 other audition schools in Brooklyn that any one of you can go to. That's available for you in Brooklyn. Important to notice. Everybody here has their eyes set on maybe one school, LaGuardia, because it's supposed to be one of the best in the city, but there are other options, okay? So let's make sure we look at these schools. If you're into the arts, video, art, dance, drama, music, look at these schools. Some of you live on Staten Island. There's other schools on Staten Island, all right? You can look up those schools as well. Some of you live in Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, is all over, all right? You can look at those schools as well. Now, video number 4, searching schools. I'm gonna get to that so you can watch it. How do we search schools? Okay, we're gonna watch video number 4.
Welcome. You're watching the NYC High School Admissions video series. In this video, we will show you how to use My Schools to find detailed information about high schools and their programs. We invite you to learn about the different types of high schools in New York City. Some reserve seats for specific student groups, offer additional services, or provide opportunities to earn college credits or gain work experience. Let's go over a few of them. Some schools offer programs that focus on performing and visual arts. Some schools have career and technical education, or CTE programs, which offer career and college pathways to high-growth industries. There are 16 industry categories at over 100 high schools with CTE programs. Some are early college schools, where you can get an associate's degree in addition to your high school diploma by the time you graduate. Some are early college and career schools, grades 9 to 14, where students can remain at the school after they finish 12th grade to complete the first 2 years of college. Some are performance assessment schools, where students complete a project-based curriculum instead of taking certain Regents exams. Some are community schools, which connect students and families with resources like health clinics and tax preparation help. Some schools are specifically designed for newly arrived students who are learning English. And some are comprehensive high schools, which are usually large schools that offer a wide range of opportunities. We encourage all families to learn about different high schools and broaden their horizons. The best fit for you may be a school you've never heard of. To find schools and programs now, visit myschools.nyc. Then scroll down and click the Start Browsing button. On the next screen, select High School. This leads to the searchable online directory, which looks like this. You can type your home address here if you want to see schools close to home. The map will show your home and the locations of the schools nearby. In the search box, you can search for anything you want. You can type the name of a school you want to learn about, or you can type something you want in a school, like debate. You can also search for the different types of schools and programs mentioned earlier. Filter buttons are below the search box, and these help you narrow down your search. When you click on the subway filter, you can choose subway lines. Then, only the schools near the subway lines you chose will appear. Would you thrive in a big or small school? The size filter will help you find schools with your preferred size. Use the sports filter to show schools that offer the sports you're interested in. Use the interest areas filter to find programs that focus on and or offer courses in subjects or fields you care about, such as architecture or health professions. The More Filters button has many more options to help you find the schools you want. Use this button to only see schools in a certain borough or to find schools in accessible buildings. Remember, high school admissions is for everyone. Every high school program is open to students with disabilities. If your IEP specifies District 75 Inclusive Services, ASD Nest, ASD Horizon, or ACES programs, you can find these programs using the More Filters button as well. Students who are recommended for these programs participate in high school admissions the same way as their general education peers. You can also find schools with CTE programs and early college schools in this filter. Some schools have a diversity in admissions initiative. These schools have an admissions priority for certain students, such as low-income students, students in temporary housing, and students who are learning English. To find these schools, choose this option under More Filters. Every high school is open to students who are learning English. Choose School for New Arrivals to see schools that are specifically designed for newly arrived students who are learning English. To learn more about a particular school, click on the school name. Then you'll see the school's page like this. If you're using My Schools on your phone or tablet device, you'll be able to search for schools from a list view or a map view. You can move back and forth between these views by clicking on the list and map icons. If you're using a computer, you'll see the school list and a map at the same time. On any device, you can see information about the school, such as its address, contact information, and an overview of the school. Scroll down below the overview to see information on what the school offers. The performance section shows the school's graduation rate, safety, attendance, and other important numbers. The academics section shows the school's academic opportunities, including AP courses and language classes. The activities section shows clubs, sports, and other extracurriculars. Other features shows the school's special features, such as having a health center on campus. Accessibility shows if the school building is fully or partially accessible. When you apply to high school, you are not just applying to schools, you are applying to high school programs. Think of a program as a doorway to get into a school. Some schools have one program, others have two or more. Each program counts as a separate choice on your high school application. If a school has multiple programs, you can apply to more than one. Scroll down and you'll see the programs at the school, like this. This is an example of a large, comprehensive high school with many different programs. Click on the name of any program to read more about it. Now you're ready to explore schools and programs in My Schools on your own, with your family, and with your school counselor. Along the way, take notes about schools and programs of interest. Watch the next videos to learn more about your chances of getting offers to specific programs and how offers are determined.
All right, everybody, back to the presentation. So just to go over some of the things that they spoke about. You're searching, you can search schools on myschools.nyc. The hard copy of the admissions guide that I provided to you in school, okay? The digital version of the high school admissions guide that's on our 8th grade Google Classroom, okay? So myschools.nyc, the hard copy of the high school admissions guide that some of you had gotten. The digital version of the high school admissions guide is only on our 8th grade Google Classroom. I had downloaded it before they removed it from the DOE website, so I have them there for you. Searching on My Schools, you will see on each profile an overview, performance, academics, activities, sports and clubs, other features, accessibility, and program and codes. You have to be writing down these codes so you know what you're doing. And I believe if you're on My Schools, like they're gonna go over, you can actually, when you're searching, click plus, like add that to your profile. Like you don't have to write it down, you can just add it on. It's very simple. But if you're searching and going into a deep search and you want to write it down, good, write it down and then enter it manually. Now, we can use Abraham Lincoln High School as an example here. This is what it would look like. They showed it in the video. All right, so we got the overview here, the performance, the academics, the activities, other features, and accessibility, and the codes. So if we're going to stick with one program, digital media, right, is K24C. That is the code that you'll be using. Okay, you're looking at that code. Okay, that's the code you need to enter. Now, searching schools on the admissions guide. You will see on each profile interests, admission methods, eligibility, seat, applicants per seat ratio. Those are all things you'll see, as you'll see here. Okay. Now, computer science program at Abraham Lincoln High School. This is what it looks like on the admissions guide. It looks a little different than My Schools. Okay, there's a lot of information here, but just to explain it. The program at Abraham Lincoln is computer science. The code is K24J. The admissions method is screened. The eligibility only open to Brooklyn students or residents. Nobody else in the city can go there, just Brooklyn students or residents are the only ones that can go there. You look over here, it gives you the applicant per seat. Okay, that ratio is very important. Know how competitive it is. All right, that's very important to know. Now, video number 5, creating a My Schools account. How to create a My School. Some of you have done it, some of you haven't, some of you are still lost, some of you don't know what to do. Please pay attention to this. This will explain it all.
Welcome. In this video, we'll show you how to create a My Schools account and add your child to it. What is My Schools? myschools.nyc is both an online directory of New York City public schools and your personalized application. You can use it to explore program options, create and submit your child's application, and get their middle or high school offer. To set up your My Schools account, there are 2 steps. First, create your account, and second, add your child to it. This fall, every 5th or 8th grade student currently enrolled in a New York City public school will receive a welcome letter with instructions and a unique account creation code. If you have more than one child applying to school this year, you will receive a different code for each child. If you do not receive your welcome letter in the mail, please contact your child's current public school for a copy. If your child currently attends a private or parochial school, contact the Family Welcome Center to set up your MySchools account. Learn how at schools.nyc.gov/welcome centers. How to create your account. Once you have your welcome letter, read the first section. It walks you through how to create your MySchools account. Please note, if you've already created a MySchools account for another child in a previous year, you do not need to create a new account. Just log into your current account using the same email address. If you've forgotten your password, click the Forgot Your Password link on the login page and enter your email address to receive a password reset link. If you don't yet have a MySchools account, go to myschools.nyc and select or click on Get Started. On the following page, enter your information, including your email address. Then click Next. This will send a message from MySchools to the email address you entered. Log into your email account to find and open this message. Click the link in the message to confirm your email address and keep setting up your account. Please note, you cannot continue until you click this link. Now you're back on the account setup page. Here, you'll enter the rest of your information, including your phone number, address, and preferred language. Please note that the address you enter must be a New York City mailing address. Don't worry if it takes a little while to load. The system sometimes needs time to search for your address. Once you've entered your information, click Submit. When you've reached the dashboard page, your account is fully set up. Now that you've created your account, the next step is to add your child. To do this, you'll need two things. Number one, your child's MySchools account creation code. And number two, your child's student ID or OSIS number. We'll start with number one. You can find your child's unique account creation code at the top of their welcome letter. Please note that this code is different from your New York City Schools account or NYCSA creation code. Your New York City Schools account is a separate online resource where you can access your child's grades and other information once they're enrolled in a New York City public school. For MySchools, you will need your child's unique MySchools account creation code. Moving on to number two. All current New York City public school students, including charter school students, have a 9-digit student ID or OSIS number, which you can find on their report cards and transcripts, in your New York City Schools account if you have one, or by asking your child's current school. If your child currently attends a charter, private, or parochial school, ask your school or a Family Welcome Center to print your welcome letter. It will list your child's student ID number next to their account creation code. Once you have both your child's account creation code and their student ID number, you can add your child to your MySchools account. Here's how. Go to myschools.nyc and log in. On your dashboard, click the large Add a Child button. If you're using a mobile device, scroll down. This button is located towards the bottom of the page. On the next page, select the NYC residents applying to middle schools or high schools option and click Next. On this page, you'll enter your child's student ID in the top box using no spaces or dashes. Now enter their 6-letter account creation code in the bottom box in all capital letters. Then click Next. Be sure to double check your typing. If it doesn't work the first time, try again with the same student ID and account creation code. The following screen will confirm that your child was added to your account. Click Go to Dashboard and you'll now see your child listed here whenever you log in. Until the application or registration period opens, this is all you can view within your MySchools account. To continue exploring school options before then, please log out to look through the MySchools middle or high school directory. Once the application opens, you will be able to access a personalized version of this directory through your account. In addition to exploring school options, you will be able to save your favorite programs, add them to your child's application, and apply. Have questions about middle or high school admissions? Visit us at schools.nyc.gov/middle and schools.nyc.gov/high to learn more. And watch our next video to learn how to apply to middle school and high school using MySchools.
All right, everybody, back to the presentation. I want to make a point that at any point, you can go onto the DOE website and rewatch the video, or you can scroll back, okay, and watch the videos. But this information is very important. Pay attention, okay? Creating a MySchools account. You need a welcome letter. You need a creation code. You need your student ID. If you did not receive a welcome letter, you need to email me. I will send it to you. Some of you have already, did a really good job. Make sure you email me and I will get you the welcome letter so you can start your MySchools account. Video number 6, how to apply. How to submit your application is very important. Pay attention to all this information, okay? Here we go, video number 6.
Welcome. In this video, we will show you what you can do when the application is open by logging in to your personalized MySchools account. We'll go over how to explore and learn about school options, save your favorite programs, and add them to your application. To get started, go to myschools.nyc and log in. You should see your child's name on your dashboard. If you don't see it, be sure to watch the previous video, How to Create a MySchools Account, to learn what to do. From your dashboard, click on Get Started below your child's name. Then click Next. If you haven't already reviewed your child's information, you'll be prompted to do so at this time. Scroll through to verify that everything looks correct. If anything looks wrong, contact your child's current school or go to schools.nyc.gov/welcome centers to contact a family welcome center for help. If everything looks correct, click Looks Good and then click Get Started. This will take you to the search page. Here you can begin exploring schools and programs for your child's application. The first time you visit this page, a series of tips appear to walk you through the search screen. Read through the tips to learn how to use this page. On the search page, you'll see the Search and Apply tabs at the top, a list of schools on the left, and a map of these schools on the right. If you're using your phone, tap the pin next to the search bar at the top to switch to the map view, or tap the 3 lines to switch back to the list of schools. If you're applying to middle or high school, when you're logged into your account, you will only see and be able to search for the programs you're eligible to attend. However, if you are interested in applying to any multilingual or transfer programs, be aware that some of these programs have additional eligibility requirements. Before you apply, read the program's eligibility description to make sure you are eligible. If you are not eligible, you will not be considered for an offer to that program. Click the blue arrow at the bottom of the list of schools to keep browsing. Or you can focus on schools in a specific area by clicking and dragging within the map, and by zooming in and out with the plus or minus buttons. Once you've found a school that you want to learn more about, click on its name. This opens the school's page, which shows information such as the school's address, contact information, a general school overview, and much more. You will also see a link to each school's website. Additionally, many schools provide a direct link to a web page dedicated to information for potential applicants like you, including information about any events. Visit these school sites to learn about any virtual open houses and tours, watch any videos, and learn how to contact the school with questions. Below this section, you'll see the program or programs offered at the school. Click on the name of a specific program to display more information about it. This program information shows details about its eligibility and admissions factors. In other words, how offers to that program are made. These factors include the number of seats available for applicants, the program's priority groups, its admissions method, and any additional information. A program's priority groups show which applicant groups are considered for offers before others. When logged in, your group will appear in bold before your child's priority group at each program. Make sure you apply to at least some programs where your child is in the first priority group. To learn more about each of these admissions factors and how they influence your child's chances of getting an offer to specific programs, watch our Your Chances videos for middle or high school admissions. We'll go over admissions factors like seat availability, seat groups, admissions priority groups, admissions methods, and why your application choices matter. Once you've found a program you're interested in, click the star to add it to your list of favorites. Or if you
programs more than or reduce which means each school seat available. Since Lee is no, Jalen will only receive one, and because Jalen will only receive one offer, so the order of Jalen's choices in the application is very important. First, we'll try to assign Jalen to their first choice, Two River School. Let's see what happens.
you already know you want to apply to this program, click the Add to Application button at the bottom of the program to add it directly to your application. For now, we'll just favorite this program. To confirm that a program is favorited, click the Apply tab at the top of the screen. On the Apply page, you'll see the program listed in your favorites on the right. Anytime before the application deadline, you can add this program to your application from here. If you already know the name of a school or program you want to apply to, you can also use the search bar at the bottom of the Apply page to add it directly to your application without going through the search page. Once you have a list of favorite programs, click the Apply tab. On the Apply page, you can add up to 12 programs to your application and arrange these programs on your application in your true preference order, with your first choice at the top as number 1. If you want to move a program higher or lower on your application, just click, drag, and drop it to a new position. If you want to remove a program from your application, click the X and this program will move back to your favorites. Once you finish putting your application together, click Next at the bottom of the Apply page. Review the alerts. These may include tips on how to make your application even better. Scroll down to your application if you want to make changes. If everything looks okay, click I've reviewed the alerts, let's continue. On the review page, answer all the questions here near the top. Then scroll down to the Review Your Child's Application section. Review the checklist. This includes verifying that you are this child's legal guardian, that you and your child live at the same address, that you are authorized to submit their application, and that you have reviewed your child's profile information in My Schools. If everything looks correct and you are ready to submit, click Submit Application. When you click Submit Application, we'll fill your screen with confetti. It will also say your application is submitted in large letters at the top of the page. For your records, you'll receive a receipt that lists your submitted application choices. This receipt will be available in My Schools and sent to the email address used for your My Schools account. Want to make changes to your application after you submit it? You can do so anytime before the application deadline. Just go back to the Apply page, update your application, and go through the same submission process as before. Anytime you resubmit your application, you'll see confetti and receive a new emailed receipt. And this new application will completely replace your previous application. Only your most up-to-date application will be used. Still have questions about how to apply to middle or high school? Visit us at schools.nyc.gov/middle and schools.nyc.gov/high and watch our other videos to learn more. Lastly, for high school applicants interested in registering for the Specialized High School Admissions Test.
All right, everybody, back to the presentation. I mean, watching that video with you, I don't think they can make it any easier for you. I mean, you just have to click favorite, click add, and it goes right to your profile. Okay, you can save things. This is great. All right, applying to high school. You're applying to a program within a high school. Remember that. You need a code for that program to enter on your application. Okay, you can put up to 12 schools. You are putting your choices in preference order. What does preference order mean? 1 being your favorite, 12 being your least favorite. Okay. They also said to look to see what your percentages of getting into the school. They have it on the profile. It's telling you what your chances are of getting in. Okay, look at that. All right. You should be putting schools that have a high percentage point somewhere on your application. Okay. You can edit your application up to February 23rd. February 23rd, you won't be able to edit your application. It'll be final. Research with your families again. Listen to each other. Consider this together. Mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever it is, guardian, aunt, uncle, cousins, who's ever taken care of you, whoever's with you, make a decision together. Parents, listen to your child. Ask them what they're interested in. Use the filter to come up with that. If you're into sports, pick a sport. Click on that. Okay. If you're into clubs, click on that. Music, art, any of those things, take into consideration. Distance, all those things. You have until February 23rd to submit the application altogether. Remember that, February 23rd. Don't forget, we did a summer to-do list. You already came up with your 12 schools. Use that as a reference tool. Use that actual document to help you mess around with your order. If you don't want to use the actual My Schools, use that if you want. Okay, it's still available on the Google Classroom, on our Google Classroom. Online resources, Department of Education, the school, www.schools.nyc.gov, SHSAT information, audition information, video series is on there. My Schools, application, school search is all there on My Schools, www.myschools.nyc, and also our 8th grade Google Classroom. Everything that I do is there. Everything that I posted for you is there. Okay, all of the above is there. Virtual high school fairs, high school admission guides are there. Utilize them. Okay. Let's just go and check out Mr. Costantino's Google Classroom really quick since we got some time here. All right, so we're gonna go here, Classroom. Just want to show you if it takes. So when we go here, everybody, classwork. Again, everything that we do as a school is here, okay? So you can see all the tabs that are here. If we go to high school, though, we scroll down to high school. Virtual Fair for Audition Schools is here. Specialized High School website, video series is here. Admissions guides, we talked about. All of them translated in about 7 or 8 different languages is here, okay? Our welcome letter request forms, live information sessions are here, okay? Change of address form is here. Okay, virtual open houses, all the virtual open houses are here that have been presented to you and sent to you. Virtual fairs are here, okay? Everything is here. You can see homework assignment number 4, if you want to utilize it, is there. All right, so upcoming dates, reminders, SHSAT exam was on 1/27/21. SHSAT makeup exam is February 10th. Registration deadline for LaGuardia is February 23rd. Deadline to submit LaGuardia audition, March 1st. High school applications, again, February 23rd. It's due February 23rd. Contact information, obviously, I'm Mr. Costantino. This is my email, my school email, my school email here. Hold on, I got two emails, two of the same emails. I'm going to correct this. This is at Pershing 220 220.org. Okay, sorry about that. And this is Miss Savilakis is at Pershing 220.org. Okay, back to presenting. So those are our emails. Okay, this is my schools at NYC email, and this is the Pershing email. These are my office hours, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 9 a.m. And Ms. Avilakis and Mr. Diepper's email if you need to get in touch with anybody. High school Q&A with Mr. Costantino. Your teachers are now posting that link in your stream. They've also posted the question link in the stream. So if you have questions, answer the questions on that Google form. Also today, that link they just put in your stream, again, is to meet with me at 2 o'clock. 2 to 3 o'clock, I'll be available. You can show up with your parents and ask any questions. I'll just remind you that there'll be other students there. So personal information, if you don't want to share, this is just general questions, okay? The link is now posted in the classroom. Everyone can join. It's also going to be in the Google Calendar as well. And again, I just want to leave you with this high school admissions method, okay, is again, very important. Know what the schools use to get that, the schools use in those programs to accept students. Know what they use, understand it a little bit, okay? Don't just apply to anywhere, because, if you apply for like a school that's is a transfer school, you might not be a transfer student. If you apply to a testing school and you never took the SHSAT exam or never took the test, you just wasted something, okay? And, putting your zone school, if you want to be in that school and guarantee a spot in that school, you should put that school down. Put your zone school down if you want to guarantee that spot. All right, so that's all I have for the presentation today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so everybody, I know this is a lot of information. Again, this will be posted in the Google Classroom, the actual presentation. You can go back and forth and review it. It's also going to be sent to your parents in talking points. The teachers, if any kids had questions, please put it in an email towards me or forward them to that Google form. Also, join me during the live sessions that I have, and I can answer a lot of your questions. I know this is difficult, stressful, on top of all the other things we got to worry about. This has added another stressor, okay? But this is just part of 8th grade. Once this is over, we're going to be able to go down the home stretch and enjoy the rest of your 8th grade year, okay? So thank you, everybody, for your time, and I wish you all the best of luck, and take care and have a good day.